apply what you call mind over matter, what 360 just explained. At the same time, Seol, with a C, C-E-O-L, which is constant elevation of life, my daughter's middle name. At 99 years old, I feel 99 years old, see? I'm nervous a little bit because this is like very uplifting for me. At 19 years old, in 1999, I came up with that name, Soul. I was in college, FAMU. And me and the brothers used to say constant elevation of life because that was the movement we was into with uprising ourselves on campus because they had Greek fraternities. And we wanted to have Egyptian at that time because that's the stage of thought we was in. So with that movement coming forward, I was rebellious and young at that time, so I could say I rebelled against the system, not having the knowledge or wisdom that I have now. So with that, constant elevation of life is a name that attribute that I carry with me and gave it to my daughter. Being the Ali, I chose as that last attribute because AL dealing with the feminine principle of the matriarch, and Ali means most highly exalted. So Mu Napa Ali, and I carry the energy of what I've created. Mu, M-U-U, is when we were all as one. It means one. We all understand that the word Pangea was back in the day when the land was one. There was no divide. Well, anciently we call it Mu. I like the term Mu. Some people call it Tiamat, Twa, Ta. We have a lot of different names for this planet we call Earth. Mother Earth. Medu Neter. We live on Medu Neter. We come from out of Medu Neter. And moving out of Medu Neter, we must move in divine order. So coming out of Mu, as a nation of people, N-O-P, Mu Nop. N-O-P, acronym as this word is, a nation of people. Ali, being that we the most highly exalted people of that nation, coming from Mu, which means we all come from out of one, just as 360 explained earlier. And the society, coming into English terms, we say Mo, just like how they say MERS with the UU, and you have Moors with two O's. Well, in modern terms, we say Mo, meaning mind over everything. Mind over matter. Same thing, same principle. So moving forward with the creation of Monopoly de Amuuru, which I'm humbly moving this movement and the brothers and sisters that has helped me and the elders that has helped me to do what we're doing today and moving forward. I introduce you Monopoly de Amuuru. The Amuuru is everybody that is of copper tone complexion or has some time or another married in or now entwined with our bloodline as Americans. The word American goes back to Amuuru. Amaru, Amu, which means we all come back to one. Mer. Mer, take the R off, you get Mu. Showing you that we, as the Mers, came from Mu. Not no crazy place they might say, but right here on earth, when it was one. So, we're trying to get back to, even though the land is divided, we can still all together move together as one. In mind, in soul, in spirit, over matter, which means with will, and the idea, and understand the concentration of discipline of what we have in front of us. Anything is possible. Anything. They might have told us that it's not, but with the idea, anything's possible. Don't let them put you in a box. So at the end of the day, coming out of Medu Neter, which our Bishop of Washita is bringing to the empire. From the east, we have the Dogon. In the west, we have a Jaguar tribe. We have different clans that have names after animals. Turtle Island, another name of this place, dealing with the turtle. On the back of the turtle shell, you have 13. So we're going to deal with the timeline of 13, coming out of Medu Neter. If a lot of people are not understanding of what I say by 13, that's dealing with the lunar calendar. Dealing with the lunar calendar because at that time, darkness came before light. Whatever religion you might have come from or based out of, they tell you darkness came before light. So we're going to stick to the simple scripts of that. And understand that every man comes out of that 3-6 darkness, triple darkness of that womb of their mother. Her being the pillars of a civilization and us being the warriors in the structure. We must be brave in understanding who we come from, the mother. In the principles of the 13, I like mathematics. And we all can't lie about math. The numbers don't lie. 13 gives you a 4. Now, when we deal with the 4, we're dealing with 4 elements. Air, water, fire, earth. 1, moving with spirit, holy breath. Some people in modern day time, science say prenatal breathing, because that's what she does when she gives her baby air in her womb, the holy breath. But at the end of the day, we're still going back to the elements, because all of us, like he said, are entities and elements that make up 1. Quark, atom, cells, protons, neutrons, electrons. So in science, and again, I know I don't have time today to go fully through the science of Monopoly de Amuuru, but briefly we have a lot to explain. But at the same time today, the conference is about Washita. And I want to bring the 13 up because we're dealing with the element of her and coming back to 1. Some secret societies, frats, organizations, nonprofits, movements in the past have gone back to this same essence and just kept it secret. Because the power is in her. You get your power from out of her, Meduneter. All the sources of this earth, Mother Earth, Meduneter, you get your sources out of. Everything. So we can live free on this planet together in harmony, or we can definitely divide it on the same planet that we get our resources from. So, moving forward into 2012, I have an agenda that I will display, but before I do that, I just wanted to give a brief introduction to Monopoly de Amuuru. Inside Monopoly de Amuuru, we will have ministries and departments. The ministries will obviously be our nonprofit side of our activities, dealing with different people that are doing nonprofit activities inside of the ministry, from food and water, to education and programs, to multimedia. We plan on educating in a nonprofit manner. At the same time, we have for-profit departments that will help us build our tribe, society, and nation so that we can do things in manner how we need to do them in divine order. Because there's a balance to a scale. So before I move forward and go through those departments and ministries, at this time I would like to bring up a lady that I just talked to actually yesterday. But because of what I talked to her about and what she had, her nature of what she had to bring to the table, I rather somebody else say it than me. Because I say a lot of things a lot of times and people don't listen. So I'd rather have a lady tell you, mother, representation of mother. And she is going to talk to you guys about trust. We all have to trust each other. Which seems in our families, our nations, our tribes, our business, our lifestyle, we've lost trust. We all know why we lost trust. I can't tell you exactly where it happened, when it happened. I'm not going to go put a pinpoint on that part. But this is what we need to get back to. That's one of the principles that binds love, truth, freedom, and justice, and peace as a fist. Is we trust each other. And trust is something also on the dollar bill. It says, God, we trust. It's no coincidence. So now I have a sister, an elder, I would call her to me, Dr. Fletcher, who is here today as a guest. And she will be giving a brief breakdown of what a trust is and how we need to trust each other and how every family needs to have a trust within them so we can protect ourselves in trust. So at this time, before I move forward, I'd like to call forward Dr. Fletcher. Will you please come up here, please? Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mother.
Dr. Fletcher, I'm sorry. If anybody has a silver, Accord, or Civic that you park behind the other Tempo Live that we're supposed to do this, please, if you move it, that's the owner asked me. Say it again.
G79 Victor Romeo.
So if there's anybody here, if you don't ignore it, don't worry about it. If you do, please. Okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, Good evening again.
Good evening.
Afternoon. I don't know where to get started from. How you doing, Doctor? I was asked to come and share some information with you. So I'm just going to let the Spirit speak and go from there, okay? I'll tell you just a little bit about me. I'm from South Carolina. I'm an only child, and I was raised not on a farm, but all of my aunts and uncles had farms, and we were out there, and I picked cotton and put in tobacco and, you know, did all that stuff that most people say, oh, no, you didn't do that. I'm like, yes, I did. So I know how to work the land, and I know what that means, picking cotton. But one day I was in that hot sun, and I looked up at God, and I said, you know what, this is not for me. This is not what I'm going to be doing. I got a will. I've always had a will. Like that piece. I'm telling you, we got to get together. And my will was to move from South Carolina and do what God had me to do. And I was not going to stay there to sharecrop and work on the land, because I felt like I should own the land. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always had an intimate conversation with God. And I was afraid to tell people because I didn't want them to think that I was different. But God would always tell me what I was going to do in a timely fashion, just like I was sitting over there, and all of a sudden I had this thing that most people call deja vu. It's like I've been here before. Now, this is not my first introduction to Washita. I've been seeking for years because I thought I was different. And it's like I was looking for my people. I also had a desire like for Jamaica. And I remember when I went to Jamaica, I thought, well, maybe this is it. I still don't really know, so I'm not going to get up here in front to you. I'm just sharing myself, and whatever comes out, comes out. But I knew I had to be in control of my own destiny. I didn't fit into the box that was created for me. When I was a little girl, I would tell my mother, I said, Mother, you know, I'm going to drive a school bus one day. And my mother said, well, that's good. I said, Mother, I'm going to be a banker one day. I'm a little girl. She said, that's good. You know, my mother was the type that whatever you wanted to do, that was fine. I was always promoted. I was the only girl of all the boys. I was a very tomboyish kind of a little girl. Climbed the trees and did all the stuff that